for being connected with the Canby channel one more time. This session is called All Sports Session. In the last year, healthy has been a very popular topic worldly speaking, and it has came up with many doubts and myths. But do you really know what is exercise? Are you conscious about all its components? And finally, are you 100% sure that being healthy only depends on exercise? Suddenly, you know that exercise is a physical activity with the main purpose of conditioning your body externally and internally. And yeah, that's correct. However, the art of being truly healthy does not depend only on a correct exercise, but in a more complex structure. But don't worry, today we have 5 of the most admirable Colombian athletes who have reached very high points in a very successful way, and they are here to teach us from their experience this complex structure in a very brief but effective way, so we can end up with our doubts and break all the myths we have with veridical information. Nothing more, we're going to start with the exercise routine topic. And for this, we have the presence of the best Colombian tennis player, the Paisa Mariana Mesa.
My name is Mariana Mesa. I'm very glad to have the opportunity to share with you my experience and master routine with you. I want you to be aware of the fact that all types of exercises are important and each one of them requires different types of movements. Know that doing exercise has a specific order for the body to receive it as the best way possible. It is important to start with the joints because it will serve as an advice for the muscles to tune with the ligaments and tendons because a big charge is coming soon. Then you will have to stretch your muscles. These for prepare them and activate them to be in the right position for the following exercises. This will be a way to avoid future pains. In the third place, it is essential to warm up so that the muscles and tendons will be relaxed. This will prevent the muscle wasting by blood flow. After all these 3 vital steps, we have now to start our workout. But nevertheless, this has an order too. We have to start with a strength routine and then with a resistance routine. So now I'm going to explain you all about strength routines. This consists all about exercises about high intensity but low duration, using your carbohydrates for its development. Continuing, I will tell you about 2 types of strength routines. The first routine we're going to talk about is the definition routine. This consists of losing weight and preserving muscle, basically beyond demand, with exercises of a large number of repetitions, taking into account the time of the exercise that is performed, the weight of the person that is choosing, and above all, the resting times. Now we have the second type of routine. This one is about increasing the size of the muscle and incrementing strength. The results will be obtained if we work on muscle hypertrophy. Unlike the definition routine, it is important to not do exercises of too long time or to do exercises of too much repetitions, because this will lead us to the opposite objective of the routine, which will be loss of muscle. Now, Some strength routines I recommend for beginners are: first, 20 body weight squats, 10 push-ups, 20 walking lunges, 10 dumbbell rows, 15-second planks, 30 jumping jacks, and all this you will have to repeat it 3 times. And now a routine that is more advanced than the last one, and this is a routine that I actually use for my recent competitions, and it will be bicep curls, leg tricep extensions, wrist curls, reverse wrist curls, reverse bar wall curls, incline bar wall bench press, flat dumbbell bench press, pec deck flies, and cable crossovers. This routine is personally my favorite one because it develops different parts of every muscle group in the inferior and superior trains, including chest, shoulders, biceps, triceps, forearms, back, quadriceps, hamstrings, calves, and abdominals. Also, you can try everything without needing any equipment. You can do this at your home, so it's perfect for this COVID-19 isolation. Also, don't worry if you get a Charlie horse after doing this routine. It's a really hard work.
Thank you very much, Mariana. Such a valuable information. Remember, no pain, no gain. And continuing with the routine topic, I'm gonna leave you with one of the most recognized and important boxers worldwide. She is Aliana Ali. This winner has been undefeated since 2015, and she is Muhammad Ali's daughter.
Exercising may be easy if you do it once a month, but have you tried to maintain a physical record?
Well, my name is Eliana Ali, and I'm here today to answer you any questions you guys have and to teach you anything related to resistance exercises and routines. In first place, you have to look for exercises that best suits your health than your mind. Many times we only think about losing weight or being skinny, but the exercises worked on may not be the ideal or the best ones for your body. It is very important to maintain an active life without the need to try so hard to the point you're dead. Just by constantly moving and taking few active breaks during the day are very useful. Finally, it is very essential to parents instill their children to exercise in order to maintain this habit throughout their lives.
Now, talking about exercises, there are two types of them: aerobic and anaerobic exercises.
The main difference between both of them is the way the body gets energy. What does this mean? Well, if the exercise requires oxygen, then it is an aerobic exercise. And if it doesn't, then it is an anaerobic.
Aerobic exercise helps to work resistance and lung capacity.
During the aerobic exercise practice, the heart is forced to pump blood rapidly for a shorter period of time, and this helps to strengthen the circulatory system.
At the other hand, anaerobic exercises are used to burn calories and increase muscles.
With exercises that requires more body strength than cardiovascular. These exercises may involve heavy objects such as dumbbells, and these exercises are the ones that Mariana already told you. Both exercises are very important for the human body because in addition to be a great work for the entire body, they also help to control the body's weight, and it also helps to burn saturated fats. Nevertheless, I'm going to talk specially about aerobic routines, and in other words, resistant routines. They are the ones that come after strengthened routines and are characterized by having a low intensity but a higher duration, using lipids as the substratum for its well development.
If you want to be something great, you've got to work every single day.
It's also overcoming obstacles, your fears.
You know, my goal of becoming one of the best players in the world is attainable. We bring it each and every day. There's never a question of our effort.
Moving on to important resistance exercises, clearly proposed for all audience. They are the most ideal if what you want is to get fit and trim, burn fat, and increase your muscles. Also, they are very easy, so you can do them at home. After doing all of this, it is essential to measure your maximum cardiac frequency in order to know if your circulatory system is reacting well to the exercise. It's very simple. First, you need to place 2 fingers in your neck in a place when you feel clearly the heartbeat. Then you need to place a timer for 1 minute and start to count down how many beats does your heart beat in that period of time.
Interesting this has been. Thank you very much, Eliana. Now it's Santiago Arias' turn, one Colombian football player who has had an impeccable participation in several World Cups. Here you go, Santiago.
Well, hello everyone. For me it's a pleasure to be here and to share with you the experience I have gotten throughout the years. I think the health topic really captivates me, and if I am sure of something, is that nothing will never put me off on it. That's why I have prepared you some golden tips and fun facts that will let you understand the benefits exercising has and the contribution to your health if you get on with it.
Exercise will always be very good for the body, since making physical movements and not being sedentary makes our body healthy, increase our energy, we can reduce stress and reduce depression. Likewise, the WHO confirms that children between 5 and 17 years old, they should do 60 minutes of physical activity in order to strengthen muscles and bones. Now, let's talk about how not exercising affects the body. The body always needs to be in motion, since muscles and bones need to have strength and more in adolescence so that they develop healthily. But when a person does not do physical activity, it is more likely to fall into disease that can affect health, such as heart problems, obesity, diabetes, etc. For that reason, it is not good to not work out as it is unconditional for your body. And remember, never throw the towel in and be persistent with your workout.
Thank you very much, Santiago. And here it applies. Forewarned is forearmed. Okay, upcoming we have Catherine Ibarwen. She's the best long jump athlete in Colombian history. Surely you have here on the TV people with a white dressing gown giving out information about good nutrition by telling you how you should eat, how many times a day, at what time of the day, which aliments to avoid and which not. But things are not really like that. I'm not saying that they are making all this up or that you are barking up the wrong tree. Nevertheless, I honestly believe that for having a good nutrition, you first need to know the benefits it brings up. I'm Catherine Ibarwen, and I'm glad to be here in order to make this topic clear for you, answer all your questions, and in the same way, let the cat out of the bag by sharing you my golden tips. So, the benefits of having a good nutrition are: first, it reduces your stress levels because it makes you feel empowered about being the owner of your decisions and in the same way increase your self-esteem. Second, it increases the ability to carry out daily tasks because you have a correct balance of energy in your body by having a correct balance of components such as nutrients, carbohydrates, sugar, fiber, protein, etc. In the third place, it helps you get out of a constant cycle of mood swings. And finally, if you have a constant good nutrition, your metabolism would speed up, giving you results such as getting fit and trim. We all have different bodies, and the formula for a good nutrition is not something exact that you can look up on the internet, but it depends on each person. So, take a pencil and a paper to write some of my information and tips down. In the first place, having a good nutrition is a matter of habit. It does not consist on eating healthy from Monday to Friday and then drop out in the weekend and break up the habit. As well, it is important to know that everything in excess is bad. So, because some products are categorized as diet, light, zero, you can eat them on big amounts. If this happens, you will be putting on weight and filling up your body with sweeteners and flavorings. Now, you must be wondering, and how do I achieve this balanced nutrition? Don't worry, here is the key. A daily feeding does not consist on eating at the drop of a hat. Actually, I believe that you are what you eat, but it has a basic structure of 5 foods at a day.
It is important to consume grains and/or one carbohydrate in order to have a first energy reserve to start the day. This carbohydrate should be accompanied with a fruit and a protein. In this time of the day, I recommend you to choose a dairy as a protein because it is rich in calcium, which helps to develop and protect your bones and teeth. Finally, as a drink, the best of both worlds is a fruit juice. I recommend orange juice because it is rich in vitamin C. The purpose of an early snack is to maintain a constant glucose flow and provide you more energy. In this case, the nuts are ideal because they are rich in proteins, they give you a feel of fullness, and finally, they contain good fats as omega-3. So, did you know that with only 140 grams of nuts at a week, you reduce in a 35% the chance of getting a heart disease later? Oh my god, lunch is the father of all the foods, and it is the most important. In this point, your body is running out of energy, so the carbohydrate will contribute with more for carrying out the activities of the rest of the day. The protein will contribute to the immune system and provides a fullness feeling. The vegetable
protein, or fiber, for example, lentil or chickpea, increases the metabolism, speeding and incorporating nutrients to your body. And finally, vegetables is the most important food here because they are almost fatless and are the best source of water for your body and specific minerals. I recommend you to eat fresh fruits because they provide lots of potassium, and when considering the amount, the size of your fist is the perfect one. Remember, you can combine them. It's very important to eat 3 hours before going to bed for the metabolism to have time to correctly act. This has to be a light food, but no light as zero sugars, zero fats, zero no. Light in the way that the amounts should be reduced, and only with a protein and a vegetable it is perfect.
But talking about good nutrition and good sleeping habits is not as comparing orange to apples. Taking into account that you need a certain discipline when sleeping in order for your metabolism to process food in a correct way. Actually, good sleep habits is not as complex as good nutrition. And here I'm going to provide you some basic but key tips. So give them a fair shake.
Usually people have the sensation of being tired the whole day, and when there is time to sleep, they put off. This is because we have something called cardiac rhythms that are periodic changes in a 24-hour period that occur in our organism depending the day hour. This affects our metabolism, sleep, and brain activity. It determines the day hour by two main factors, the light and the activity. The light. Your body knows that when there is light, it's daytime, and when there isn't, it's night. So using your phone or computer just before sleeping would provide artificial light that would work as a signal for daytime. The activity. Your body assumes that when you stop working and when there is silence, it is nighttime. That's why you should establish a routine before sleeping in order to tell your body it's time to hit the sack. For example, changing your music to a not noisy one, turn off some lights, reading a book, or another calm activity.
Lastly, I want you to know that it is essential for your body to sleep 8 hours straight each night, because that's the needed time for your body to develop in a correct way some immunologic and metabolic processes, and in the same way it is the needed time for some hormones to keep on releasing, such as the growth hormone. And remember, all these tips applies to you. Doesn't matter if you're a person who keeps away from exercise or you don't. And I know it's difficult to cut off some strong habits you have, but trust me, if you have a slow process, it's going to be pleasant for you. And don't forget to spill the beans about all you have learned today with me. Remember, I'm Catherine Ibarwin. Thank you guys. Wow, this is amazing. Catherine really deserves applauses. Thank you for such an appreciable information and tips. Alright, last but not least, we have the victorious Colombian professional basketball player, the Cachaca, Cecilia Navarrete.
Hello everyone, my name is Cecilia Navarrete, but you can call me Cici. As some of you may know, I am a professional basketball player from Colombia, and today I want to talk to you about something that is very important, mental health. When talking about health, we also need to mention our psychological, mental, and emotional well-being. And even more during this time of quarantine, when we need to really take care of our minds and take care of our habits. In fact, it has been proven by several studies that by performing exercise daily, you can improve your mental health. This is why I brought you a 4-step list that you can follow during this quarantine for maintaining your well-being and your mental health. Enjoy! And remember, in this case, the ball is in your court. It's your responsibility to maintain healthy during this quarantine.
Keep a sleeping schedule. This way, you will have enough energy for all your days. Have some rest from the screens. I know that today everything is based on technology, but we need to take some time to disconnect from the electronic devices. Write down your thoughts. This way, You can keep a record of your emotions and have some time with yourself. And finally, exercise. Exercising is extremely important for your mental health because when your body is in movement, a hormone called endorphins is released. And with this hormone, you can reduce stress and improve your well-being.
So, these were just some of the things that you can do for maintaining your mental and emotional stability. But there are many of other activities that you can do. For example, yoga, meditating or spending time with your family. Now, an important aspect of mental health is taking care and loving ourselves. And part of this is identifying which things are good and which things are bad for ourselves and our organisms. For example, alcoholic substances and cigarettes or tobacco are really bad for us. So, this is why we need stop! What are you doing? We must avoid taking alcoholic substances. It can get to decrease your weight, make you lose proteins, minerals, and vitamins, and it can lead to dehydration. Oh, and I almost forgot to tell you. Nicotine is also very bad for our organisms. For example, it weakens your respiratory system, which is very important for when we exercise, and it also makes your blood thicker. And this interrupts the blood flow, which can be very dangerous for our health. So this was all for today. Thank you very much, and remember to always exercise and maintain healthy. Goodbye!
Thank you very much. I think there could not be more clear the different ways to be healthy. These tools could not come from more expert persons than you. Nevertheless, I can finish this session without hearing the medical point of view. That's why now we have each of these athletes sport doctor.
Hello everyone, my name is Nicholas and I'm Mariana's sport doctor. I've been her doctor since she has started playing tennis. We have been with ups and downs because of the physical resistance this sport requires. So I've been basically taking after her for all the championships. This is why I'm here today, to explain you a little bit about how your heart works and how you can get away with all the questions about it. So you may have heard that the heart's main function is to pump blood all around the body. But did you know that this heart is made out of this special muscle called the cardiac muscle? This one contracts and releases regularly throughout the life. So our heart is divided in 4 chambers. The upper ones named atria and the lower ones named ventricles. The right side and the left side are completely separated by something called the septum. Blood flows into the heart at the top, into the atria. So both on one hand we have the left atrium, which receives blood through the pulmonary veins, which comes from the lungs. And on the other hand we have the right atrium, which receives blood from the rest of the body. This transports through something called the vena cava. Now you may be thinking, my heart does all of this by its own? Well, kind of. But our heart has something called the coronary arteries, which supply blood to our heart. They are basically blood vessels outside of the heart. These are completely necessary since muscles of the heart are so thick that nutrients and oxygen in the blood wouldn't be able to diffuse to all the muscles quickly enough. So if a coronary artery gets blocked, then the cardiac muscle will run out of oxygen. Therefore, they wouldn't obtain the energy to contract and the heart will stop beating. This is what we all know as a heart attack. I'm glad that now you know a little bit more about how your heart works. See you next time.
Thank you very much, Nicholas. Now I understand what is that we used to call heart and its vitality in our body. Okay, Felipe, your turn. Please go ahead. Good evening. Hope you're doing well. My name is Felipe, and it's a pleasure to be Catherine's doctor, and of course, to be here with you. Taking into account that today's medical topic is the cardiovascular system, and that you already have some basic information that Aurelio has told you, you must be wondering, and how is the blood transport between organs? Don't worry, I have the answer for that, and is blood vessels. As you can see here, there are three types of blood vessels, and I'm going to explain you each of them. The pink color vessel here is called artery, and it's in charge of carrying blood away from the heart. So in this order of ideas, it has to have an thick, elastic, and strong structure. So the blood that has just been pumped from the heart can pass through it, and it can resist the strong force it comes with. Lastly, it contains muscles and elastic tissues. The mixed color vessel over here is called capillary. Its function is to take away waste material from your body and to supply each cell and its requirements. In this point, most of the blood has lost its pressure, so it's perfect by being very thin and by having the space enough for a red cell to pass through. Finally, almost every cell of your body has a capillary close to it. Last but not least, we have the blue colored vessel. It's called vein, and its function is to return blood from the rest of the body to your heart. It is elastic due to the fact that in this point, most of your blood pressure has already been lost. And for that same reason, it needs to have valves. The valves help the blood reach the heart and prevent it from going back because of lack of pressure. Lastly, veins contain less muscles and elastic tissues than an artery. It is important to know that the blood that flows between your three blood vessels is moved by the contraction of the muscles around it. That's why it's important to maintain a constant movement so this blood can flow freely. Now, in this picture, you can see how the main blood vessels of your body are connected. And in the same way, it may be clear for you to imagine how is a double circulatory system constructed. Now, in this other picture, the previous blood vessels are shown, but now in a human body context. So, you can see and notice that these blood vessels are all around your body and between your organs. That's it for today. Remember, I'm Felipe, Catherine Sibarwen, sports doctor. Thank you very much. You're such an expert, Felipe. I thought the only blood vessel we had were veins, but okay, it doesn't matter. The point. Carlos, interventions turn.
Hello everyone, my name is Carlos and I am Cecilia's sports doctor. Today I'm gonna talk about one of my favorite things in anatomy, the cardiovascular system, and why is it called a double circulatory system. So, I want you to look at this picture of a heart. Here we can see that it is divided in two circuits. First, we have the right side, which is in charge of pumping the oxygenated blood to the lungs, where it receives the oxygen that is needed. Then, the oxygenated blood returns back to the heart. And now, the left side is in charge of pumping all this blood to our body. And remember that this is what keeps us alive and kicking. Cardiovascular system, the heart and the blood, all the veins and arteries are very important for our health because it is what keeps us alive. Thank you very much. That was all for today, and we hope to see you soon. Bye!
The pleasure is totally ours, Carlos. What a valuable information. Aurelio, we want to hear you. It's your turn.
I'm very pleased to be here. As you may know, I'm Eliana's sports doctor, and it has been a whole wonderful experience to be her doctor. And because this way I have learned many important things about the body when exercising. And I think it is essential to transmit this information to all of you guys, so this way you can understand better the types of exercises and which parts of the body are they benefiting. As you heard from Eliana, anaerobic and aerobic exercises must be taken into account when exercising, since they have very different objectives and functions, and even they have very different impacts in the systems of the human body. Cardiovascular activity improves the coronary circulation, favoring the distribution of the capillaries in the heart muscle and the ability of the heart to improve new branches of healthy arteries, which allow the blood to be carried to places where it previously was poor. Talking about beginners, it is necessary to first try out with easy exercises so your body does not react in a bad way or get injuries. And this way, slow results will be obtained, but with more precaution and security. Additionally, exercising is not always used to be on demand. And it is advisable to do at least 3 days of exercises or have long walks just for your health.
Oh my god, Aurelia, now understand the importance of doing exercise. It is incredible. Well, last but not least, we have Isabella. Come on, Isabella, tell us what you know.
Hello everyone, my name is Isabella and I am Santiago's sport doctor. So, today I will come to talk to you as a doctor about how to take care of your heart when you exercise and all the times. Dietary disturbances are the leading because of death and disability and invalidity worldwide and lead to immense economic losses, making modify then an international priority. Because it is proven that consuming many fats can affect your cardiovascular system. This because it can cause a heart attack because fats can cover the veins and do not let the blood pass in a healthy way. On the other hand, studies have confirmed that certain such as fruits, nuts, roots, vegetables, legumes, grains, fish, yogurt and vegetable oil are the most benefit food groups for the cardiovascular system. That's why, as Santiago's doctor, I have always recommended to have these foods in his diet, because if he are a high performance athlete, it is even more important to take care of the cardiovascular system with good nutrition. I promise you will feel on the top of the world if you keep a healthy diet. On the other hand, now I want to bring up the importance of sleep in the cardiovascular system. It is confirmed that people who sleep a minimum of 7 hours a day reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease, such as heart attacks, by up to 65% and up to 83% the risk of dying from cardiovascular disease, compared to those who don't exercise and neglect food. This is why sleep is very important, since it is the one that renews the energy that the body needs in all systems and especially in the cardiovascular system. So I have always recommended Santiago to sleep 7 hours a day and more, so as an athlete to avoid a cardiovascular problem.
Well, this has been all for today, but I hope you have learned and enjoyed as much as me, because the opportunity of having these 5 incredible athletes and of course their sports doctor doesn't happen every day. And to close as it should, thank you very much, Mariana, Catherine, Savella, Cecilia, and Eliana for being here with us. And don't forget, being healthy is a composition of various components. And remember to turn on your TV in my channel every Monday at 7 p.m.